In October of 2012, Bradley County Schools was awarded an elementary and secondary school counseling grant by the U.S. Department of Education. And it really has gone to fund several initiatives at 3 schools in our district. The name of our program for this grant is called REACH, and that stands for Resources, Education, and Counseling for Healthy Students.
The REACH grant at Lake Forest has provided us with training from Amy Dean. Amy travels all over the country, working with teachers and teaching them regarding behavior strategies. We, for example, saw last year a decrease of almost 50% in office referrals after we had her here for 2 trainings. As well as it's provided us with assistance and guidance. We've hired a part-time guidance counselor as well as a full-time social worker.
In entering this position as a school counselor and really an administrator over this program on site, on the school site, I walked into a school here at Lake Forest where they had an anti-bullying program already established in the school. It's called Take a Stand. But on top of that, we really wanted to take some time and build some key elements within the culture of a school. So I met with several teachers in the very beginning and developed really kind of like a steering committee for the school to develop this, what we are now calling the Junior Advisory Program. In meeting with them, we really began to start talking about certain topics that we wanted to address in the time of advisory. So for Lake Forest, they meet twice a month with the students for about 30 minutes. And in this time frame, they're able to really start talking about some social and emotional issues that students are dealing with.
Sometimes you don't realize the amount of instructional time that behavior takes away. Well, I was looking at that today, and I believe that our achievement has increased based on the fact that we're not having to spend as much time on behavior.
Bradley County Schools has never been able to afford to hire social workers to meet those types of needs in our schools for our students.
So the general role of a social worker kind of depends on, basically it's meeting kids where they are at school and serving as a link between home, the school, and the community. We just really try to serve as a soft place for kids to land in the school system in order to promote academic excellence.
So we develop a data notebook, and in that data notebook, they will place some of their homework samples. They'll place their TCAP test score, state standardized tests. They'll put in the results of that. They'll put their grade card in there. They'll put their progress report. Tonight we're having our student-led conference. As we speak, students are opening that notebook, and they're opening the notebook to look at their parent.
I like it because you feel like you're in charge of it and you're taking control and you're the big leader, and you can just try harder to be a leader with a little bit of practice like this.
My understanding of the Junior Advisory Program is that they are teaching students to become leaders, and I really see that coming out in her in these conferences. She has confidence when she talks to us. She knows what's expected of her, and she can explain all of these different elements in her workbook very clearly to us. So it shows me that they are really teaching her these things in the programs.
I think students are seeing how we're not just talking about bullying anymore. It's about setting goals. It's about thinking ahead. And it's about how treating others fairly while you're trying to reach your goals is actually going to help you get there.
We thought that it would take time for buy-in, for teachers to really believe that this could work, and we found that really the first month that we implemented REACH at our schools, our teachers were excited about this. They really felt they had someone they could go to that had time to provide the additional support for the students that might be having difficulties either in the classroom, or they might have known about other situations a student was having difficulty with.
I think students open up in a smaller setting than they do this large homeroom setting. Our homeroom setting could be as many as 35 students in one group. Our small group advisory, which lends itself to more of a small group of 15 students that that allows the teacher to form a relationship and keep that relationship for 3 years.
Parents in the past may feel sitting across from 5 teachers may be a little more intimidating, and to have your student there with you talking and sharing, it's a totally different environment.
In that transition to Ocoee Middle School, working at both of the schools, I was really able to see that one program doesn't have to exist. It's not a cookie cutter model. What is really wonderful for one school may work completely different at a different site. And so really seeing that really helped me to understand that a program and even wanting to create initiatives such as an advisory program is going to look different anywhere you go.
The idea of success and the idea of being a good citizen and a good person and the idea of ethics and how all of those tie together to make you successful, that's what advisory is starting to look like now.
When we begin to think about how many hours a child spends in the school environment, whether it's getting on the bus in the morning, at school, recess, lunchroom, after school, and even an after-school activity like sports or a club, our children spend a lot of time in the school environment. We want to supply every support we can to make those environments the best for our students.